Have you ever wondered how one company can grow so big that it owns nearly everything you use in your daily life? Imagine a company so powerful that it controls the way people communicate, play games, listen to music, and even pay for things. Well, such a company exists, and it's called Tencent. Let's take a deep dive into the story of Tencent, a Chinese giant that has quietly but steadily taken over the world. From its humble beginnings as a simple chat service to becoming a massive corporation, Tencent is a company you should definitely know about. And the best part, it's so big it could be influencing your daily life, even if you've never heard of it before. The beginnings of Tencent. Tencent started back in 1998 with an idea that would change the world of communication. It all began with a man named Pony Ma. He wasn't always the famous CEO of Tencent. In fact, Pony Ma, whose real name is Ma Huateng, was just a regular, introverted tech student in China. But he had one big idea that set the foundation for something huge. While studying at university, he came up with a program that could predict stock prices, which he sold to the company he was working for. But even that wasn't his big breakthrough. It was when he noticed an instant messaging service called OICQ, created by Israeli developers. Ma and his friends saw the opportunity to copy this service and make it work for the Chinese market. So what did they do? They created a service called OICQ, which was almost identical to ICQ. They even had a penguin as their logo, a clear nod to the original service. Over time, OICQ evolved into something bigger and better. It quickly became a massive hit, and in 2000, it was rebranded as QQ. Tencent had officially entered the world of communication. Tencent's growth into a giant. Once QQ became popular, Tencent realized it could offer more than just a messaging service. They had the idea to make QQ a platform for other services like games, music, and more. And that's exactly what they did. But what really made Tencent stand out was how they grew. They didn't just stick to what they knew. They kept expanding and adapting. In the early 2000s, Tencent began buying smaller companies that made services or products they could use. If a company wouldn't sell, Tencent would just copy their technology and make their own version. This ruthless business approach helped them grow fast and become the biggest player in China's tech world. One of the most interesting parts of Tencent's rise was how it dominated the gaming industry. Tencent is now the largest video game company in the world, and it owns some of the biggest titles out there, like League of Legends and Valorant. They even have a stake in companies like Epic Games, makers of Fortnite, and Activision. So if you've ever spent hours playing a game, chances are Tencent has had some influence on it. The Tencent Ecosystem. As Tencent grew, it started building an ecosystem that connected every part of life in China. It wasn't just a messaging app anymore. QQ became a one-stop shop for all things entertainment, socializing, and even shopping. But Tencent didn't stop there. In 2011, they launched WeChat, which quickly became the most popular messaging app in China. WeChat wasn't just a messaging app. It became a platform that could do just about everything. It allowed users to chat, share photos, make voice calls, and even send money. One of the coolest features of WeChat was the red packet function. In China, it's a tradition to give money in red envelopes during holidays, so WeChat added a digital version. This simple addition became a huge hit, and by 2015, WeChat had over 500 million users. It was a must-have app for anyone in China. They added even more features to WeChat, turning it into a super app that could do almost anything. You could pay for food, buy train tickets, get a ride, and even book a doctor's appointment, all from the same app. Tencent had created an ecosystem where people didn't need to leave the app to do anything. Tencent's influence on the world. You might be wondering, how does Tencent's power in China affect me? Well, it's not just about China anymore. Tencent's influence has reached far beyond its home country. The company has invested in or bought up major shares of some of the biggest companies in the world. From gaming to music to social media, Tencent's reach is massive. Tencent has also expanded into international markets, partnering with foreign companies to bring Chinese services to the rest of the world. One example of this is when they tried to buy WhatsApp before it was sold to Facebook. When they didn't succeed, Tencent decided to create their own version, which became WeChat. In many ways, Tencent is shaping the future of technology and communication globally. Their super app, WeChat, is something that many tech companies are trying to replicate. As the company continues to grow, it's clear that Tencent will have a huge impact on how we live, work, and interact in the digital world. Tencent's dark side. But with all this power comes responsibility, and Tencent, like many huge companies, has faced some criticism for its practices. One of the most controversial aspects of Tencent's business is how closely it works with the Chinese government. China is known for its strict control over the internet and communication, and Tencent is no exception. The company is legally required to hand over all personal data from its users to the government whenever requested. This means that everything you do on WeChat could be monitored by the government. This raises serious questions about privacy and freedom of speech. In China, Tencent can easily censor messages and punish people for expressing dissenting opinions. The Chinese government uses Tencent's vast network to keep an eye on its citizens, tracking their movements, online activities, and even their social credit scores. This control over personal information is one of the reasons why Tencent has become so powerful. They are not just a company, they are an integral part of the Chinese government's ability to monitor and control the population. For many people in China, Tencent has become a lifeline. But at the same time, it has also become a tool for government surveillance. What's next for Tencent? So what does the future hold for Tencent? With its massive user base and influence, it's likely that the company will continue to grow and expand. They are already a dominant force in China, and their influence is being felt around the world. However, Tencent's close ties to the Chinese government could create problems for the company in the future. As more people become aware of how much control Tencent has over their lives, there may be pushback from both users and governments. But for now, Tencent remains one of the most powerful companies in the world, and its impact is only going to grow. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more fascinating content, and we'll catch you in the next video.